I am here with Travis Lahr, who is a track and field and cross-country runner for Nazareth Area High School and is also a D11 student reporter. Travis, obviously the last few weeks have been kind of crazy for pretty much everyone. So can you tell me what's been going through your head about, no sports on TV and no sports in the local community?
Well, of course, it's been a little disappointing, not being able to see your friends or be around people, watch sports on TV, be able to be involved in sports. That's been a disappointment. I've been trying to stay positive, still staying active, still working out, doing schoolwork, still staying busy, learning some new skills. I was going to maybe learn some magic. I don't know. Try doing that. So just stuff like that, staying busy and stuff.
You talk about the transition from, being in the classroom perspective to now doing online school. And, it's kind of different because I know for some fall athletes that I'm friends with, they have to really work hard to keep their grades up so that way they have eligibility. And, now if they play spring sports as well, that's been canceled and now the online school. So we don't really have to work as hard for the eligibility. So what's your transition into online school been, now knowing that, you don't have anything to really fight so hard for, but you still have to get the schoolwork done?
So far it's been smooth for me. Most of my classes, my teachers have made it easy. They put everything up and just we click on the assignment, do what we need to do and then submit it, and everything has gone fairly smoothly. I was already taking an online class at Northampton Community College to get ahead for next year, and so that was already online. So that's still going, and yeah.
You talk about next year and your next 4 years, Rider University for track, and that's a good school to go to. And I actually know a softball player at Emmaus that's going there. And, you talk about not being able to run this spring. Does that affect anything on Rider's end? Have they reached out? Because I know some athletes that have scholarships are, a little concerned about, not being able to show their full potential this spring. And has Rider reached out to you about anything like that?
Yeah, I've talked to my coach, but my spot is secured. But I know if I was a junior, it would probably affect me more because last year I needed to run those times to get recruited by colleges, and if I didn't have that season last year, I might not be in the spot where I'm at now. So I'm thankful for that. It didn't affect that part. It's unfortunate that I lost my senior year, but it does not affect me for the next 4 years in college, at least right now.
Well, that's great to hear. And, you'd say you lost you lost your opportunities with senior year. Some people think, senior year, all right, it's just another year, but it's not like that at all. Senior year is the biggest year of them all. You've got senior prom, you've got all the different exciting things, your last football game if you play football, or your last track meet or cross country meet. So, it's a pretty big miss that it's unfortunate that you have to miss it. So how have you been able to stay positive knowing, you're not going to have a prom and, they haven't decided it on graduation yet, but, maybe a virtual graduation?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little disappointing that, I'm not being like a lot of the other seniors that get that whole come out tour that they say. But I know like my whole class, we're all in it together. Everyone's dealing with this in the country and in the world. So it's a lot of people. It's not just one school. It's not just me. So I'm looking at it that way. And it is what it is. We'll get through this. So I'm just staying positive, trying to enjoy it. And yeah.
Last year you had a great year, Nazareth, your whole team did, being able to achieve district championship and, moving on into the state competition when, you saw the articles that school was canceled a few weeks ago for the rest of the year. How was your reaction to that, knowing, you're not going to be able to compete for another possible district championship and into the state round? What was your reaction like?
Yeah, I was definitely disappointed. I mean, that's something, you kind of look forward to your senior year. I remember last year, thinking, all right, I've done this well, but now next year, put in the work and just keep getting better and for my senior year. And fortunately that got taken away. But, in the grand scheme of things, it's, we're all dealing with it. So it was just to get through it.
I've done many events with you, basketball and football wise. We've stood on the sidelines together for D11 sports because you're also a D11 student reporter. How is it still like kind of surreal or difficult for you to process the fact that 2 months ago you and I were covering Central Catholic and Becca in the EPC playoffs for basketball, and now you don't have any sports to watch, any sports to cover, and you can't even go outside your house to, play in the local parks because they're all closed. How have you been able to, put your head around it and say this is really happening?
Yeah, definitely. I know, like, I think every day I kind of feel like just 2 months ago or just this certain amount of time we were doing all these normal things. We were in a huge crowd of people covering the state championships for basketball, and you know, and now that's all like surreal. It feels like that was years ago that happened, and so yeah, it's just very weird to kind of wrap your head around that. Um, I'm hoping we can get back to normal as soon as possible, but we got to do what we have to do to get this to go away.
So am I. So am I. You talk about next year, no one knows if we're going to be able to continue with fall sports, or I should say restart fall sports, because, next year will be a new year, but we're not sure if we're going to be able to start sports back up again. You're also a fall athlete and, spring athlete as well. And how are you, if we do get back to it, how are you going to be able to motivate yourself to achieve big goals, knowing you couldn't have your senior year of high school to run, and now you're getting another opportunity as a freshman in college to run? How are you going to be able to motivate yourself, or is there going to be more motivation than you already have?
Yeah, definitely more motivation. I'd be so thankful to have another opportunity to run in the fall, and that's the analogy from the Eagles that hungry dogs run faster, and that like I'm getting starved. I got the senior year taken away, and it's just that stuff. I was 2 seconds off the school record. That just keeps adding up, and it just keep putting in the work. But if I get that opportunity again, I'm going to be hungry to go out there and compete and do my best that I can. So that's definitely big motivation for coming up in college.
If you had to pick a favorite memory from all of your years of running at Nazareth High School, what would be your favorite moment?
Probably cross country my junior year, first time qualifying for states. I don't think really anyone expected me to do it, and I, PR'd by a lot and snuck in, and that kind of took my running career off in high school from there. So I would definitely say that moment.
What year did you do that?
My junior year, 2018 in the fall.
Junior year in the fall. That's a great achievement, to be able to surprise yourself. And, I know you probably believed in yourself that you could do it, but, when it actually happens, you're like really like in the moment, like happy with yourself. So that's awesome that you were able to achieve that. And, if you had to make a prediction or kind of set a bar high for your freshman year of college, or in all your years of the next few years at college, what would be a goal you want to achieve at Rider?
I definitely have some big goals in mind that I'm thinking down the road. I'm taking things mostly year to year. My, goal, of course, is to get better each year and just keep working. And I've been doing that with different stuff. Definitely, I know for cross country, you go from the 5K in high school to the 8K in college. So I'll be looking, that'll be adjustment at first. But I think with goals are just to compete, possibly be the top 7 on my team to help them, place in meets and stuff. So that would definitely be a goal off the bat.
It's a great goal to have, and I really hope you achieve it, because Rider, it's a great school, and for you, you have such a great opportunity to be able to run there, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck at Rider, Travis.
Thank you, Joey.
Thank you for doing this interview with me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your D11 sports work then over the next 2 years too.
Thank you. I'm so glad I have 2 more years left, but yeah, unless this ends, I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover anything.
Hopefully not. We'll be back.
I know. I hope to be back very soon.